Hey guys, today's hypnosis session is designed to help you get out of the mental ED loop. That's the loop where you start to feel anxious, so you start to lose your erection a little bit. The more you lose your erection, the more anxious you get, and so on and so on. It's a vicious cycle to be caught in, and it happens to a lot of guys. If you want to learn more about that loop and get some active tools to help you solve the problem, check out this other video. Otherwise, park the car, grab your headphones, and get ready to relax and just absorb for a while. We'll do a 10-second countdown, then dive right in. Hey guys, one more quick thing. This session is different. It's more direct than most of my other stuff. Why? Different people respond to different things. So if you've listened to my other sessions and ever thought, why doesn't he just get to the point? This one might be for you. It's very straightforward. There's a lot of repetition and a few long stretches of silence to allow you time to really absorb the suggestions. And there's some talk at the start that doesn't sound like hypnosis. That's on purpose. Listen to it. I hope you enjoy it. Now, before we begin, I want to make something clear. I can't make you do anything, but if you follow my instructions exactly, your mind will change. So I'd like to make a deal with you. If we're going to get the results you came here for, I need you to agree to it 100%. My promise to you is this. I'm going to give you 100% of my effort and 100% of my skill in using this style of hypnosis. I'm going to do everything in my power to help you break the ED loop and reach your goal. My suggestions will all be healthy and positive. I won't hold anything back. In exchange, your promise to yourself is this. For the next few minutes, you're going to follow every instruction I give you instantly, without question, without analysis, and without hesitation. And if you don't like the instruction, you stop just as instantly. Usually, that critical thinking, analytical part of your mind is in charge of your mind. But that part of your mind is probably the one that's driving the problem. So for the duration of this session, let my suggestions be the leader. You'll listen to my voice and do exactly what I tell you to do the very instant I tell you to do it. You aren't going to wonder if you should follow the instruction or not, or if it's working or how it's working. You're just going to do it. And if for any reason you don't like it, again, you just stop. So if I tell you to relax your eyes, you don't try to relax them. You just do it. If I tell you to imagine something, you don't wonder why I'm asking. You just do it. If you're not comfortable with this, no problem. Just check out one of my other hypnosis sessions. If you want to get good results from this video, you'll want to lock in that agreement with yourself. Do we have a deal? All right. Let's get comfortable. Now, take a long, deep breath in and hold it at the top for just a second. And then as you exhale, close your eyes and let yourself begin to relax. Now, I want you to bring all your awareness to the tiny muscles around your eyes. I want you to relax those muscles to the point where they just won't work. Imagine that you have them relaxed so completely that as long as you hold on to that relaxation, those eyelids are just stuck shut. When you know you've done that, give them a little test. Notice that the more you try to test them, the more they stay locked. That's right. Now just stop testing and just let that feeling of relaxation travel from the top of your head all the way down to the tips of your toes. Just a wave of relaxation. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to open and close your eyes. When you close them, you're going to double that level of relaxation. Open your eyes. Now close them. Double that relaxation. Just let it go. Again, open your eyes and close them. Double the relaxation again. Go deeper. One more time. Open your eyes and close them way down now. Every time you close your eyes, it's like a heavy blanket of comfort is being draped over your shoulders. Now, normally, I would lift your hand and drop it to test your relaxation, but you can do this for yourself. I want you to lift your right hand just a few inches off of your lap or whatever it's been on and keep it there, just hovering in space. Now, in a moment, I'm going to say the word drop. When I do, I want you to let that hand fall like a wet cloth, completely loose, limp, and relaxed, back onto your lap or whatever the surface was that it was on. And when it hits, a wave of relaxation will go through your body 10 times deeper than you are right now. Hand lifted and drop. Let it go. And feel that vibration of relaxation move all the way through your frame. You're doing perfectly. Now, your body's relaxed, but we need to relax your mind. In a moment, I want you to start counting out loud, slowly, backward from 100. With each number, I want you to see the number and then say the words deeper relaxed. And by the time you get down to 96 or 97, those numbers will simply vanish. They just grow dim and distant and disappear. You'll find that you've relaxed your mind so much that you just can't find them anymore. They'll be gone. Start counting now. 100. Deeper relaxed. 99. Deeper relaxed. Growing dim and distant, fading away. Maybe 98, and now make them go. Push them out, want them to go, and they're gone. Want them to go, and they're gone. Why are they gone? Just nod your head to yourself. Good. Now that your mind and body are working together, we're going to go much deeper, much, much deeper, because the deeper you go, the more powerful these changes become and the better you feel. So I want you to imagine you're standing at the top of a very long, beautiful escalator. This is your personal escalator into your subconscious mind. It's moving slowly, and you're going to step onto it now. As the escalator moves down, I'm going to count from 10 down to 1. With each number I count, you're going to feel yourself sinking deeper. 10, feeling the motion. 9, every muscle, every fiber, every cell letting go. 8, entering a world of pure relaxed sensation. 7, halfway down to that basement in your mind. 6, deeper and deeper. 5, you can still hear the sound of my voice. You're going deeper. And if you can hear sounds in the room or outside the building, they can also serve to take you deeper. 4, letting your past relax, thoughts relaxed. 3, almost at the bottom. Total peace, total focus. 2, all the way down. 1, 0. At the bottom now, deep, deep down. Now as you stand at the bottom of the escalator, you notice a door. This door leads to a second basement, a deeper, quieter, more profound level of your mind. I'm going to count from 5 down to 1. On the count of 1, you're going to step through that door and you'll find yourself in a state of relaxation so profound that your body will feel like it's made of lead and your mind will be as clear as a mountain lake. 5, moving towards the door. 4, reaching for the handle. 3, opening it now. 2, stepping through. 1, deep, deep down. And with every breath out you make, mind and body together can relax deeper. Because you're now in a state of somnambulism. In this state, your subconscious mind is wide open. It's ready to receive. It's ready to change. That critical, analytical part of your mind is way back up there at the top of the escalator. It's not needed here. Only your inner mind is present. My voice is now your reality. Every suggestion I give you, you accept as your own truth. Every idea I give you, your subconscious executes perfectly and immediately. Now, as every exhalation you make takes you a little deeper, your subconscious mind is wide awake and listening to every word I say. Today, we're talking about the loop. You know the one. It starts with a flicker of anxiety. The anxiety leads to a check. You mentally reach down to see if the erection is there, if it's hard enough. In the very moment you check, the erection starts to fade. You see it fading and your anxiety spikes. You check again, more anxiety. The loop closes and you get locked into a cycle of failure. Listen to me. This is not a manhood problem. This is a signal problem. It's a simple mechanical short circuit in your mental wiring. Your body is a biological machine. An erection is a hydraulic process that requires a relaxation signal. But a check is an emergency signal. You've been trying to run 2 programs at once that are fundamentally incompatible. You can't be the scientist checking data and the lover feeling pleasure at the same time. The scientist has been winning over the lover. Today, for the purposes of sex, we're deleting the scientist. From this moment forward, we're changing the check command. In the past, checking was the start of the downward slide. Checking the erection, that would be the beginning of the loop. From now on, the very second your mind tries to check on your erection, the very instant you try to test its firmness or measure its progress, your mind goes silent and your focus goes to her. That's right. Every time you start to check in, your mind goes silent and your focus goes to her. That check is now the trigger for an immediate, total analytical blackout. Your mind goes silent and you focus on her. The moment you try to think about what's happening down there, your thinking mind simply shuts off. It goes dark. It goes silent. And in that silence, you relax and your focus instantly snaps back into your partner. You relax and you snap back into the smell of her hair. You relax and snap back into the sound of her breath. You relax and snap back into the feel of her skin. You're literally incapable of checking because the checking mechanism has been rewired to trigger a snap back into relaxation, a snap back into external sensation, a snap back into her, a snap back into what's hot, a snap back into what's sexy, what's important, what really matters in a moment like this. Not because I say so, because you say so. And with every breath out you make, mind and body together can relax deeper. Your subconscious mind knows that your body is always ready, provided the emergency signal is off. Your blood knows exactly where to go. It's been doing it since before you could walk. It's an automatic, involuntary reflex. Every time you feel that loop try to start, every time that tiny spark of anxiety almost starts to say, is it working? That snap is like a drop of water hitting a high voltage line. It triggers a circuit breaker. The circuit of anxiety snaps open. The loop breaks before it even begins. Total analytical blackout. And when that circuit snaps open, your body responds with a massive wave of physical relaxation. You find it funny, almost amusing, how quickly your body responds with a massive wave of physical relaxation. And from there, you just let nature take its course. Your body takes over. You realize that the less you pay attention to your erection, the harder it gets. The more you ignore it, the more powerful those sensations of pleasure become. You're training your brain to be outcome blind. You don't care about the results. You only care about all those sensations of pleasure in the moment coming in through your senses. And because you don't care about anything else, the emergency signal never fires. The blood flows, the hydraulics lock in, the loop is clear. I'm now speaking directly to the part of your brain that controls your fight or flight response. You are now authorized to ignore the thinking mind. From this moment on, when you're in an intimate situation, you're under a general order to maintain the flow of blood to the center of your manhood, regardless of what the thinking mind says or does. You just ignore it. The analytical thinking mind is like a chatty busybody. It's an amateur when it comes to sex. But your autonomic nervous system is a professional. It knows its job. It will no longer take orders from the thinking mind. It only takes orders from sensation and experience, sexual energy and power. Plugged in, connected, now. If the thinking mind tries speaking, the autonomic nervous system simply turns up the volume on the pleasure. The chatter and checking becomes white noise, meaningless, growing dim, distant, fading away, weak. Like one of Charlie Brown's teachers fading further and further into the background. The loop can't survive in an environment of pure sensation. It just evaporates now. You're moving from a state of thinking to a state of being. You're a physical creature responding to a physical world, and it feels incredible to finally let go of the wheel and let your biology drive, to let nature drive. Every time you start to check in, snap. The circuit breaks and you experience a total analytical blackout. You focus on her. Your body responds with a massive wave of physical relaxation. Every time you start to check in, snap, your mind goes silent and your focus goes to her. Sensation, smell, touch, taste. Every time you start to check in, snap, the circuit breaks and you experience a total analytical blackout. Your body responds with a massive wave of physical relaxation. Every time you start to check in, snap, your mind goes silent and your focus goes to her. Sensation. Your body responds with a massive wave of physical relaxation. Every time you start to check in, snap, the circuit breaks and you experience a total analytical blackout. You focus on her. and your body responds with a massive wave of physical excitement and relaxation. Every time you start to check in, snap. Your mind goes silent and your focus goes to her. Sensation, taste, touch, smell. Every time you start to think about check-in, snap. The circuit breaks. You experience analytical blackout. Body responds, massive wave, physical relaxation. Every time you start to check in, snap, your mind goes silent. Your focus goes to her. Sensation, sights, the sounds. A massive wave of physical relaxation from your body. Not because I say so, because you say so. Because every time you just start to check in, even snap, the circuit breaks and you experience a total analytical blackout. You focus on her. Your body responds with a massive wave of physical relaxation. Every time you start to even think, snap, your mind goes silent, you focus on her. Relaxation, excitement, sensation, taste, smell. Every time you start to check, snap, the circuit breaks and you experience quiet. A massive wave of physical relaxation that leads to a sexual excitement and power. You focus on her. Every time you even think about snapping, mind silent, physical relaxation, focus on her, sensation, a massive wave of physical relaxation. Not because I say so, because you say so. And with every breath out you make, mind and body together can relax deeper. So see yourself now in a future encounter. You may feel that old familiar check start to sound somewhere, but watch what happens as snap, the circuit breaker trips, your mind goes silent. You find yourself suddenly intensely aware of the warmth of your partner's skin, a massive wave of physical relaxation, her smell, her taste, a surge of physical relaxation so deep it almost makes you laugh. And then you feel it without asking for it, without checking for it. Your cock simply responds. It's hard, it's strong, it's reliable. And the best part is you didn't have anything to do with it. You just stayed out of the way of all that sexual power. The floodgates of your sexual power open in a way that surprises and delights you with the intensity of its strength. This is your new reality. The checking is over. The loop is broken. The reflex is restored. These suggestions are now part of your permanent operating system. They're locked in. They're functioning. They are you. Now, in a moment, I'm going to bring this session to a close, but I'm going to give you a choice because your subconscious mind knows exactly what your body needs right now to lock in these new programs. I'm going to count from 1 up to 5. When I reach the count of 5, one of two things will happen. The first choice, you may choose to remain in this deep, comfortable state and drift immediately off into a natural, restful, and refreshing sleep. If you choose sleep, you'll wake up at your normal time feeling powerful, more masculine, more confident than you have in years. The loop will be a distant memory and you'll feel a sense of quiet triumph as a result. The second choice, you may choose to emerge into full alert wakefulness at the count of 5. If you choose this, you'll find yourself filled with a sense of incredible energy and clarity, ready to go about your day with a new perspective on your body's natural abilities. Maybe even a sense of curiosity about all the different ways that this sexual energy is going to be expressed from here on in. The count begins now. 1. Everything I've told you today is now a permanent part of your subconscious programming. The circuit breaker is installed, the loop is broken. 2. You realize your body's natural reflexes are stronger than any anxious thought you'd ever had in your past. You feel a sense of relief washing over you from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. 3. Your subconscious is now sealing in these instructions like words carved in stone. They're your new reality. They're the new truth. 4. If you're choosing to wake, you feel the energy returning to your limbs. If you're choosing to sleep, you feel yourself drifting further and further into that soft, dark, velvet cloud of rest. And 5. If sleeping, deep, deep sleep. Just let it go now. And if you're waking up, eyes open, wide awake, feeling wonderful in every way. Welcome back. Take a moment to just notice how you feel, maybe a sense of mental calm or a physical sense of relaxation, or maybe even a little spark of excitement. Because the work you've done today can shift those old patterns. That state of relaxation in your body can be its way of saying yes to moving forward this way. So I hope this helps you. And please keep in mind, in terms of results, the more you're able to listen, the better. With stuff like this, repetition definitely helps. Oh, and if you want a quick, in-the-moment tool for sexy situations, just click the first link in the description down below. I designed this session specifically to help you resolve those pre-performance jitters. It's called the Pressure Release Reset. It's hypnosis, and it's totally free. If you'd like to have this ready for the next time you need it, again, just click in the description down below. Thanks for watching.